Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Links with Friends. Today is November 5th, 2025. And we're doing social and business.
Oh, we really can remember the 5th of November.
But I can't remember the sections. What were they?
Business and social.
Oh, was that right?
No, business and security.
Oh, security.
We already did social.
Don't listen
Oh,
to the
wow.
Facebook
Social
stories.
was small. Yeah.
Yeah, well, some people are going to remember it. Although, well, I guess that would be the previous week for them, but they'll probably still remember that this happened to them because this is bad news.
Right before Christmas.
The Reuters headline that I'm going to creatively interpret is Happy Thanksgiving, Amazon. They're targeting 30,000 corporate job cuts, sources say. They already announced 14,000, and they said, don't worry, more are coming. So this appears to have been accurate.
Well, yeah, it's funny you say right before Christmas, which, yeah, that's like just makes it more unpleasant for the people. But also, don't they ramp up hiring aggressively this time of year?
Yeah.
So they're going the opposite direction. Now, these are all corporate jobs. This is not, packing and shipping. So
Maybe you're going to go from corporate to packing and shipping.
that would be rough. Do you think if the other warehouse workers find out that you were ex-corporate, will they shun you?
Probably not. You probably just don't even talk to each other in the
That's
warehouse.
true.
It's like there's no
you don't
time.
have time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for a return to mail order homes, though, like the Sears homes where you would just that was great.
Those exist on Amazon. I'm always curious. I don't know. There's probably someone has done it, but I'm like, who orders these?
There was a local news story. Somebody ordered one of the container things, and they're going through a little bit of hell trying to get it permitted properly, but it doesn't seem unreasonable. It seems like it's like, oh, here's the mother-in-law suite. It's like just in the yard. This is a 10-year solution. That doesn't seem unreasonable.
I feel like I could live in something like that.
If you look at the huge tracts of land, it's like, oh, here's 20 acres for $100,000. They almost always say no mobile homes of any kind.
But at least around here, if you go the further east you go, if the further out in the holler you go, usually they're less strict about that.
Yeah, but do you want to go up against the holler meth heads with just a shed between you and them?
Yeah, and there's also no internet in those places. So
You know what the wild thing about that no mobile homes thing is that it's no manufactured homes. And that also includes traditional stick-built houses that are assembled on site.
Yeah. It's
And you can't... You don't know, that kind of a house, it's not any different really than a stick-built house. It's not like a trailer where it has different electrical and plumbing standards.
And those sheds.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. They're pretty nice these days. And what about if we go 3D printed?
Yeah. The 3D printed concrete. That is not yet outlawed. But the 3D printed concrete stuff at scale is probably going to solve the housing crisis in the country.
They could probably argue that's manufactured, right?
Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate. That should not fall under the definition of manufactured, nor should the pre-built houses, but there you go.
Well, Amazon, bad news for them. Financially, they're doing fine. Meta had bad earnings, but Alphabet
tops $100 billion quarterly revenue for the first time. Cloud grows 34%. Part of this was it Anthropic? Anthropic survived the Amazon outage, and Anthropic said that they were using Google's Tensor stuff. I did a video a long time ago where I was like, hey, where is Google's Tensor hardware? It's coming back. It's roaring back.
And one company that we don't even need to tell you they're doing good is NVIDIA. But now NVIDIA has so much money that it has to go somewhere. It's just off-gassing in various places. And
why not to me?
Well, because you don't have an old tech brand that they want to revive and make in their own image.
NVIDIA takes a $1 billion stake in Nokia, sending the 5G equipment maker shares up 22%. If you guys didn't watch the NVIDIA GTC keynote, it was a masterclass in insanity, including that, like the best possible insanity. It was very nationalistic and very we're going to return manufacturing to America. And part of the Nokia deal was we are going to make 5G local first and no undue foreign influence, blah, blah, blah. It's just wow, this is an incredibly nationalistic thing when you unpack what is being said here.
As is this, but this feels just a little bit like some of that battery tech. Yeah. There's not a lot of details, but there's a lot of promises.
U.S. startup Substrate announces chip-making tool that says it will rival ASML. And they just so happen to be looking for investment money.
X-rays. Wow. They're going to be using X-rays, and they claim that is going to cut the prices dramatically. And it's all American.
Or somebody's going to swoop in and scoop them up.
Well, speaking of swooping, NVIDIA did have one product that seems to be disappointing a lot of people. And you know who's waiting in the wings.
AMD swoops in to help John Carmack as he slams NVIDIA's $4,000 DGX Spark, says it doesn't hit performance claims, overheats and maxes out at 100 watts of power draw. The developer forms inundated with crashing and shutdown reports. In the video that I did, I reported that it can do 1 petaflop for 500 milliseconds at a time. That was right.
I don't think the people are happy with that.
It does get a bit warm. I redid the thermal paste on mine, and it became 5% faster just from having done that.
Well, speaking of things that get warm, we need more of them because you need to boil that water, and they're looking to boil it any way that they can.
Westinghouse is claiming a nuclear deal would see $80 billion of new reactors. Yes, the rate of electrical energy costs around here have been unsustainable. I will welcome new nuclear reactors.
Except it probably won't pass down to us, right? Like those cost savings, yeah.
It's still going to take a while too, but I guess you got to get started at some point. And China is feeling the same problem. Of course, they are, it's the AI war. Who's going to win? Everybody's looking to find ways to cut those power costs.
China dives in on the world's first wind-powered undersea data center. So this is trying to one-up Microsoft.
Yeah.
We're paywalled, but they did have a picture, and it's just windmills out in the ocean, and then these things right here stacked one on top of the other from the seafloor. Microsoft stopped doing it. It was successful, but they didn't do it anymore.
Is it, probably the expense, but also like the upkeep, right? Like the salt water is corrosive.
Well, they made it so that it didn't require any maintenance. It had its own spares built in, so when something died, they would just reassign it somewhere else.
And I don't think they're pumping water through these things. It's just the ambient temperature of the water. I wonder what.
But, the water's on the outside. Like,
imagine, because it's going to be warm, obviously. Imagine all the sea life that's going to crust onto that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go in there and chip that off once in a while. But what's the alternative? We learned about this last week or the week before, and it's insane. But it turns out it's not like one or two data centers doing this. Everybody wants to do this. They're being limited by supply.
Jet engine shortages threaten AI data center expansion as wait times stretch into 2030. The rush to power AI build-out continues. What do you do?
2030 is like 5 years from now. Isn't that weird to think about?
It's kind of brilliant, though. I mean, I've got to hand it to the engineers. It's like, we're going to build a giant data center here, and it's like, when's the utility company going to bring the power? Oh, not until 2031. Well, what do we do in the gap years between 2026 and 2031? Oh, I know, a jet engine.
When does the electricity price hit a tipping point where the airlines just start chopping up planes? Like, we can make more money just selling this to you than flying people around.
Again, catering to that hyper wealthy, because it's like the little people. Who cares anymore?
Do you think any of the big tech CEOs would sacrifice a private jet?
No.
Got to keep the data centers running. And yes, nuclear everywhere.
NextEra Energy partners with Google to restart an Iowa nuclear plant.
Good time to own an old nuclear plant.
Until this AI thing hit, like modern energy efficient appliances and energy reduction, even around here, not just because of the exodus of industry, but we had 3 natural gas / coal power generation plants for the area on top of the other sources, and they had slated to shut 2 of them down because power usage had gone down that much since the 1980s, and we kept 2, and I was like, oh, it turns out that was brilliant because we're going to need power. It's like, we're not a dying civilization. Like, why would we shut down things that make power?
Because it doesn't make money. But AI does make money, and everybody wants to be a part of it.
Qualcomm announces AI chips to compete with AMD and Nvidia. The stock soars 11%. I would remind everybody to temper their expectations the way that they should have when Qualcomm announced they were going to launch laptops that were going to seize all the market share from Intel and Nvidia, or Intel and AMD.
Well, Intel did lose the market share. Maybe not to Qualcomm, but they lost it, and they're trying. Oh, they're trying.
Intel's tick-tock isn't coming back, and everything else I just learned. Intel Q3 earnings call had some intriguing insight.
So they are terrified of putting too much of a product out there because they're afraid it won't be well received. So what they got right now is at Panther Lake.
Yep.
They are going to just see what happens with that before they talk. Going to slow things down a little bit. Put the brakes on. And the future is going to be hellish for a lot of different reasons. And this is one that we're all already familiar with, but you're just going to see more and more of it.
Lock screen ads are coming to some smartphones.
This is the nothing phone. I thought they were kind of like anti-corporate,
Yeah,
right?
one would
Wasn't
think
that their
like
whole
that.
thing? Now, it is off by default. Who would turn this on?
A sociopath.
It's going to be like the Windows 11 lock screen in that it's not like an outright ad, but it's that little text at the bottom of the picture.
And then, yeah, sometimes you click it and it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Because then it opens Edge. It's like, do you want this to make your browser? No, I don't want this to be my default browser.
And if, the idea of the police state is maybe, like in fiction, you might think of Judge Dredd, for example, like futuristic policing where they know everything about you. Well, we're there, and now it's going to look like it.
Tesla Cybertruck police cars are here, and they're of course they're going to Vegas first.
Well, we know the glass isn't shatterproof.
What do you do when you've got all these lemons and you can sell lemonade?
Now, if you're a Vegas resident and you're infuriated by this, they did not spend your tax money on this. This was a gift from a billionaire. Do you remember the name?
We should remember all the names of billionaires for fun.
Somebody needed a tax write-off. Was it Melon Husk?
I can't remember it. I can't remember the guy's name, but he gifted eight $80,000 Cybertrucks to the Las Vegas Police Department.
There's a lot of unsold Cybertrucks. There's some chicanery that went on in the background there, I'm sure.
Generous donation. I don't say who. It's in the article.
10 trucks.
Oh, was it 10? I thought it was 8.
And before one of them, traps a cop inside and burns him alive.
Well, that's a good question. If you're a cop, if you're a Las Vegas cop, do you want to be one of the cops that get this or no?
You're going to be bacon. You're going to get fried alive, crisped up.
Is this the place where you put the arrestees? They don't have a secure back area, do they?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's, who is this for?
But honestly, these days,
They ride in the trunk.
generally on the body cam
Straight to the
videos,
top.
they just cuff you up and sit you on the curb, and you wait a long time for somebody to come and get you and take you to the jail. Like the cops don't do that.
Oh, we've returned to the paddy wagons.
Kind of, yeah. And when it comes to AI, everybody's talking about electricity, but nobody's talking about this, and it seems to be on purpose.
Amazon strategized about keeping its data centers full water use secret, leaked documents show.
This will really make people angry, so we didn't want anyone to know.
It should make people angry in the sense that they don't need potable water to do this. It's just that potable water is so cheap.
So what did they hide? Well, they decided that they would tell people what water went into the actual cooling, right? Like was actually flowing through and being evaporated in order to do the cooling. What they decided to leave out was the water that went into electricity generation that they required for the data center. But that still also uses water.
Potable water.
Yeah.
Which is the annoying part.
If you drive by any sort of power plant, those little clouds that are coming out the top of it, that's just steam. That's just your water.
We've concentrated the heat, and we need to get rid of the heat and just turn it into water. But why use potable water for that?
Imagine living in some place like Arizona and just seeing that.
Yeah. You go to the gas pump, or maybe you charge your electric car and it's insanely expensive, and then you go inside the convenience store and a bottle of water is $10.
Yeah.
And you drive by the data center.
You sacrifice your firstborn for your water tickets.
And data centers do not just operate AI, they also operate the cloud, which we were assured was rock solid and it's your best bet for running your business. And then the Amazon thing happened last week. And then
Microsoft down, services recover after major outage hits Azure 365 and more. Even Minecraft and Xbox were affected. At least Microsoft recovered way faster than Amazon.
There was a lot of salt on the Minecraft subreddit that was like, I shouldn't have to sign in to just play single player Minecraft.
Oh, now you're finding out another bad thing that came from Microsoft buying the thing that you liked.
Oh, by the way, this week, all the coronal mass ejections that happened on the far side of the sun? That's
Is that side pointing to us now?
Yeah, that's coming around.
The sun was trying to protect us from the Anunnaki. It was trying to take them out. It missed, obviously.
And now it's pointed at us.
Yeah.
Well, they've taken control of it. That's going to be the threat, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the gun pointed at our head.
I'm gonna somehow we'll get a call from a client after the second Carrington event. It's like, how come our website's down?
Well, how come our website's down? And how come there are people infiltrating my bunker? Do something.
What's going on?
And speaking of being coerced into something that you really, really don't want to do, Google really, really didn't want to do this. But they have, kind of.
Google makes first Play Store changes after losing the Epic Games antitrust case. And again, why did this case take so long? It's like your phone is a computation device. You should be able to load programs on it. Come on.
So they've done the bare minimum. You can see here. It's just all about you now can link offsite for payments, and you don't have to have Google Pay in your app. Those are the two changes they've made thus far.
We have not yet gotten to the third-party app stores.
They're fighting that as hard as they can. They're hoping they still don't have to do that.
It's funny because, you know, if Google had done any kind of reasonable job about keeping malware out of the Play Store, but it's a free-for-all. It's just like, oh, you install the thing, you get whatever's coming to you.
AI is going to do that. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon got a lot of bad press for those layoffs. These days, when a company is laying people off and their numbers are still good, people really react poorly to it. So they get creative.
YouTube announces a voluntary exit program for U.S. staff. Yeah, YouTube's still losing money. Google Alphabet's still losing money on YouTube, right? Is that a thing? Amazon,
Wouldn't surprise me.
Amazon made billions of dollars of profit. It's like it's like, oh, congratulations, you helped us make billions of dollars of profit. Your reward is you got to go.
And yeah, they are losing money on some things, and that's unacceptable. So what do? Well, you cut the head count, and you cram in more of things that people don't want.
Ads might be coming to Apple Maps next year. Apple Maps users could start seeing ads in the app.
They'll probably do that like location-based ads where it's like, oh, hey, if you're driving through here, why don't you stop off and get a burger?
Buy your McNally Road Atlas now.
There's some amazing coffee at this detour that's only 30 minutes out of your way.
That's probably a solid investment.
I actually have one. I bought one. I have a 2025 Atlas for the entire United States.
Get one and put it in like a waterproof container.
And just keep it.
Just store that
I
away.
keep it as like it's in my little emergency bag in the back of my car.
Laminate it.
Some of you would probably have to also learn how to use it.
I drove from Michigan to Kentucky using only an Atlas. Way back in the day before smartphones were a thing.
When you got there, did you hear the little achievement unlock sound?
No, I had a tire blowout on the trip, so it wasn't like the best in the world, but I did navigate
If you would have
successfully.
used Google Maps, your tire would have been fine.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a smartphone at that time, so.
And Microsoft, we've heard that a lot of retailers are not going to sell the Xbox. People are anti-Xbox these days, and so they're going to have to rethink it.
Microsoft's ambitious new Xbox, your entire Xbox console library, and the full power of your Windows gaming PC, and no multiplayer paywall. If only Microsoft could go back in time 8 years, this strategy might have been successful.
Yeah, they're just going to, it's basically they're doing what Steam's doing, right? They're going to sell you a computer with their own operating system that's not Windows on it.
I wonder if they could go back in time, because I remember like Gabe, there was this big meeting between Gabe and Microsoft execs where Microsoft unveiled what they were doing with Vista, and that actually spurred Gabe into spending a lot of money on what would eventually become the Steam Deck and Steam OS and like what they have done with Steam. And I wonder if the executives for that were part of that meeting, if they're still at Microsoft or not, as a portent of the trajectory Microsoft is on as to whether it'll be useful or not. Because if those people haven't learned anything, Microsoft's not going to be able to do anything with that.
I mean, these days consoles are just crappy computers, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that big a jump. Just let people do more with it. But can you imagine how difficult it's going to be for them to put their piracy lockdowns on that kind of system?
Yeah.
The operating system's going to have to do a lot there.
Oh, they're trying. That's why they're blocking all the YouTube creators from being like, we need to be able to identify you so that we can sue you when you do something weird with your software.
That you paid for.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, well,
This one, we kind of missed it last week, so I just tossed it in this week.
Counter-Strike's player economy is in a multi-billion-dollar free fall because it's lost $2 billion of its value and counting.
I've seen a lot of people like pulling their hair out over this, but I don't understand all the full details of it.
So the knives
Right.
and the gloves, you couldn't, like, so you can trade, you get a bunch of garbage, right? You open
Right.
your loot boxes, you're just getting trash and trash and trash. For all the other items, you can pile up a bunch of that trash and trade it in for them. But the knives and the gloves, you couldn't do that. They were like standalone.
I remember a friend of mine sold a knife in CSGO years ago, and he got like a significant amount of money for it.
So there's one knife that was $20,000. Now it's 12. Yeah. So if you, I mean, that's a hell of a
Yeah.
investing strategy. Counter-Strike knives.
Yeah.
But people were doing it.
Can you imagine, like, if that was, like, your, quote, day job? It's just CSGO. I trade on the markets. Imagine that
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner.
They have like trading strategies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And you're like, everyone's like, oh, you mean like the stock market? It's like, no, not the stock market.
Yeah, so the knife and glove market has crashed. Great time to get one, I guess. If you really were
If you
desperate
want to get
for
in,
that.
yeah.
But are you desperate for it now? Like, wasn't it all about the cloud? Did you really just want to look at that? I mean, I'm sure you could find a JPEG on the internet.
I've
somewhere.
never understood the cosmetics
Yeah.
loot box system in games, but
It's big. You gotta have your drip.
I guess, yeah.
Is drip still a word that the kids are using?
I don't think people use drip as much anymore, but I still like it.
What's
6'7".
the replacement?
6'7".
No, that means like
Is
it's
it-
mid, yeah.
No, but is it fit now? What are we doing now?
Like, I've heard fit check, like, oh, you got to do a fit check before you leave to make sure that you look good.
Well, it seems that the world has maybe caught on to one kind of grift. You know, like now you can't do the Counter-Strike trading, and now you also not going to get to the returns doing this.
Ransomware profits drop as victims stop paying the hackers.
So, went from 23% to 28% to 23% year over year. And if you just steal data and you don't encrypt, even lower. So people are like, yeah, do what you want with the data. As long as we have it, we don't care. And Apple, they are going to be the face of the new police dystopian state.
Apple says U.S. passport and digital IDs are coming to a wallet soon. This will enable law enforcement to profile and identify you without your knowledge surreptitiously, as they're already doing in parallel construction and some traffic stops.
They won't even have to stop you to AI search your face because you got the Face ID. You're already giving it to them. They'll just catch it with the Stingray and run it through.
And thanks to that new signed UN treaty, it's like, oh yes, we must share your facial data with 60 other countries.
And Microsoft has disabled a part of their operating system because, here's a shocker, it was incredibly unsafe.
Microsoft disables File Explorer Preview for downloads to block attacks because when you preview a download, it executes it, and then guess what? Virus.
Seems like a bad idea in retrospect.
Yeah.
There's so many things in Windows 11 that's just like, this is not designed with anybody's reasonableness in mind.
Now, I don't know if this is the same story we did last week, because we talked about Myanmar last week where they tried to shut down a bunch of stuff. But I just loved this picture because usually you see cops with drugs and guns.
Yeah.
But now instead we have this.
Myanmar military shuts down a major cybercrime center and detains over 2,000 people. And look at all these Starlink terminals they got.
They're all like shot up.
I mean, they could have just went and bought those Starlink terminals and took the same picture.
No, you got to shoot them to really show like you're serious about cybercrime.
You think they'll, like, will somebody get those? Will they use them?
Probably not.
They're probably still active.
Yeah.
Well, here's a shock. You know what I didn't think was active anymore? Toys R Us.
I thought they were bankrupt or they were going bankrupt.
Well, this is the Canadian version, so maybe they survived that.
Toys R Us Canada warns customers' info has been leaked in a data breach.
Bad news for a dying toy brand.
Why? Because nobody ever spends any money on their computers.
But also, why would Toys R Us need this information about me?
It's part of their rewards program, their loyalty program.
Can you imagine the future where your ID is digital and it's like, oh yeah, we got your copy of your face scan from your ID because we're all using the same Palantir database?
And when you walked into the Toys R Us, they got your data.
Yeah.
And they lost it. Sorry.
Oh, we see that you've put on a few pounds.
Oh, you just walked by the Toys R Us? Well,
You were
sorry.
close enough.
You get caught up in that.
Sometimes I think I'm like, maybe I should just get rid of my smartphone. But it's not enough anymore. Like, we just live in a surveillance state. Just going out in public is enough.
But that is a great lead in, because if you are a person who is terrified of your smartphone leaking your details, there is now a proven number one choice when it comes to smartphone security in terms of at least hiding from law enforcement.
Cellrot leak highlights how much more secure Pixel phones are with Graphene OS, because some rando was able to join a Teams call and recorded everything.
And I don't know if they leaked this little table here, and they admitted if you have a modern Pixel with graphene on it, they cannot get into that without a passcode. Unlike everything else, which is pretty much child's play for them. So
Noted. Next time I'm due for an upgrade.
well, but you also have to go to the trouble of running graphene.
Yeah.
Microsoft just started pushing out their thing too. If you use Microsoft Authenticator, it warns you that you've got a rooted phone, and in a couple of months, it's like, no, you're using an unsupported phone operating system. You can't use Authenticator, so you're not going to be able to sign into your Microsoft accounts.
Yeah, that's the big problem, right? Like they're going to block two-factor on anything that is not approved.
I just want to get away from Samsung because I feel like they're so aggressive with their stupid app downloads. And
You
like,
sure you don't want to try Bixby?
Yeah.
But where are you going to go?
Yeah.
What is
Or
the port
Google.
in this
Yeah.
storm? Yeah.
Anyway, comment below with what you're doing to avoid the surveillance state. Bye.